I do fancy them.
Hi guys, SwifTs here, and today I'm bringing you another FIFA 17 Millwall career mode episode. This one is season 1 episode 11, and if you have kept up to date with all of the previous 10 episodes, you will know that it is the return of the TV reviews, and you should probably know by the title if you did read it. Legends of Tomorrow review season 2 episode number 3. Now I'll get into that a little bit into the video, but because it's a FIFA video, I still do what I'm going to be doing, or I did before. I'm going to go through the teams, and I'm going to go through some stuff real quick. So if you do want to watch the review, that'll probably be no more than after the 5th minute. So yeah, the first 5 minutes, hopefully, it will be just the FIFA, and then the review will be the remaining however long. Starting off in this first game, it's obviously Millwall, which is the team we are using, in 8th position in the league, versus the 22nd team in the league currently, Scunthorpe United. The team we put out on top is Gregory. No, that's the subs, never mind. Donnarumma is in goal, Martin, Hutchinson, Duidar and Cummings in the defence. Don't know why I'm struggling today for some reason. We have Callum Butcher and Figueroa in the CDMs. We have Greg Wild, Lee Gregory and David Worrell in the from left to right, from left mid, right mid and cam. And up top we have Sam Bulldog. Started every single game since we signed him. Before we get into the game, we started off the episode in 76 rated as a manager and minus 367,000 as a loss, obviously. And I also did go to the catalogue, and I did buy the international management offer, but something went wrong with the first half of the recording of this first game. It was 0-0. I did the first half, but it didn't record, so I had to delete some clips, so I had to redo the whole thing, so I had to dashboard, unfortunately. It didn't really change anything in the first half. It stayed 0-0 in the first half again. So I'm not sure if that international management thing from the catalogue actually did buy. It probably isn't there now. I'm assuming it bought, and if it didn't, then it won't show up again, so that's unfortunate. So I'm going to go through the subs as quick as I can and go through the second game and so on, just so I can get into the review, because that is what this video is for. The subs on this first game we made was Charlie Chaplin came on, Ferguson and Onyedinma did come on. Who went off in their place was Lee Gregory, just the three basically. Lee Gregory, Greg Wild and David Rowell came off in place of them. Bulldog did get a red card because I was just pissed off as per usual on FIFA. I get too angry on FIFA and Call of Duty. It's just something, it's because I'm not really good at FIFA, but it's for Call of Duty it's obviously teammates, but for FIFA I'm just bad, so I get to rage. That one's reasonable. So yeah, that's that. And I didn't even write down the score for the second game, but it's a good thing I can remember it. I've got the I've got the scorers down anyway. Yes, that does mean we have scored in the second game. But because this is the reviews now, I'm going to end up ruining the scoreline. Actually, no, I won't. I won't mention the scoreline. I'm going to have to though, because if I don't, then you don't know who scored and assisted. Unfortunately, we did not score in this first game. We did draw 0-0 with somehow 0-0 with the 22nd team Scunthorpe. But yeah, don't know how. In the second game, we played Charlton at their own stadium. They was 8th in the league. We went down to 9th from 8th. The team moves for this is Gianluigi Donnarumma in goal, Martin Webster, Duidar and Cummings from left to right in the defence, Williams and Figueroa in the CDMs, Greg Wild, Handyman and Morale in the left CAM and right mid, and Con Chaplin up top due to Bulldog's red card. The first game he hasn't started. Half-time substitutions we made was Abdu come on for Wild, O'Brien came on for Handyman and Phil Pot came on for Con Chaplin. Who scored and assisted? Greg Wild scored early on in the game, Connor Chaplin assisted it, David Worrell scored shortly after that as well, and Handyman assisted it. And then in the second half I made the substitutions, and just before, literally just before that, the final kick before the ball went out of play, we scored with Handyman, which is his final contribution, and again another final contribution, which was Greg Wild. He got the assists. All 3 assists came from the players who we took off, and 2 of the goals did. Obviously we kept the morale on, but he didn't take part in the third goal, unfortunately. We also got the scout reports back for the second month. We signed to the academy, the youth academy, Kyles Roche from France, Isaac Moore, Brandon Rose, Patrick Morgan, all from England. One of them is Brandon Rose is a goalkeeper. Anyway, for the end of the episode, we were 75 rated and a minus 294,000 as a loss. So that's done for the FIFA part of things. Bang on 5 minutes roughly, and now for the next up to 13 minutes and 41 seconds, I guess we'll be doing the Legends of Tomorrow review, which is why people are actually here. Right, starting off with the episode, Vixen just decides to knock out all of the Legends instead of other than she knocks out them all except from Rory, Mick Rory. Basically, she's having the fight there, but leading on from the second episode, we all remember, I remember off the top of my head, and I haven't seen that episode for X amount of time, but Dr. Hayward was on the stasis, yeah, because he was blown up basically. Ray gave him the super drug, the super serum, and he started to stabilise. Basically, he comes back and he saves Rory from getting stabbed with a knife. Basically, he can turn himself into steel. He's now, obviously his dad was not his dad, his ancestor, I think it was his granddad or uncle, I can't remember, was Commander Steel. He named himself either Corporal Steel or Citizen Steel. I believe it was Citizen. He said Citizen on another one, but I'm not too sure. Ray and Hayward fall out of the sky into the time zone. I'm not exactly what the thing was called anyway, I just call it the time zone. Basically, they was trying to master Hayward's powers to see if he could do anything, but Ray can't do any damage to him basically when he's all steeled on, as what they call it. And Hayward decides to punch him into the door, and the door opens, and then they fly out. Well, Hayward flies out anyway, and Ray goes to rescue him. So yeah, that's not too good at all. Where did they go? They fall into the Kasai, Japan in 1641, and while Ray gets attacked by the what's his name? The Shogun, which is the name of the episode. Hayward gets recovered by a woman who's meant to be marrying the Shogun and then dying a couple of days later, but her name's Masako. Jax figures out that Rip Hunter had a secret compartment with Stein because he was fixing the ship, and they said, or Gideon said 36, but Rip only told him 35. So I thought we was going to go 1-0 up here in the FIFA game, but unfortunately they saved that penalty. It pissed me off really. That's why I get annoyed. Anyway, Shogun's men show up at Masako's place, and basically Hayward gets a bit too big for his steel boots. He tries to steal on, but he can't, so he gets stabbed by a sword. So that's not too good at all, to be honest. The samurais have stabbed one of the legends, the newest legend, to be honest. The Shogun steals Ray's atom suit and uses it for himself. So yeah, that's never going to end well, is it? Not 1641, 21st century tech. What's going to go wrong? Bloody everything. The Legends and Vixen prepare to battle the Shogun and the Shoulders, which I'll mention a little bit about in a minute as well, but Jax and Stein find a message from Barry Allen, so the Flash, from the year 2056. Basically, this message, it comes up in the crossover, the four-way crossover, which I will mention whenever we get to them reviews, but basically he tells the team that they can't trust him in 2016, so that's why it ties in to the crossover. So yeah, what's next then? Ray and Nate have to blow up the atom suit. Nate figures it out, figures out what it means, but Ray already knew that the only way for the Shogun to actually not steal the atom suit and keep it is for him to blow it up. And Ray gets kind of disheartened because that's the only thing what makes him a hero, or that's what he thinks anyway. There's no way I'm going to commentate for the last 9 minutes with this because there's like 2 points left. There wasn't a lot of information in this episode. The reason I put this episode off reviewing for so long is because I didn't particularly enjoy the episode so much, but it wasn't a bad episode, it just wasn't the most enjoyable. So the Legends, like I said a bit early on, they fight off all the Shogun's men, literally all got destroyed. And whilst that's happening, Ray and Nate fight off the Shogun. It's basically just Ray versus the Shogun, Ray versus Atom basically. Ray's about to die, but Masako steps in, and before she dies, Nate steps in finally. He finally steals on once again in the episode, so they do that based on teamwork. Then it's Nate and Ray Ray lobs the sword at Citizen Steel, and he stabs, just jumps and stabs him in the atom suit in the back, so it blows up, and yeah, the Shogun's died. Well, he doesn't. He's just disappeared. So he's assuming he's dead. Jackson Stein keep Barry's message, what I mentioned earlier on as well, from 2056. They decide to keep it a secret from the rest of the team. I will just tell you now as a little Easter egg, or a little warning. Not warning, it's a bit of an Easter egg for the next reviews of Legends of Tomorrow on episode number 7, I think it was, the crossover forum. That will be mentioned a lot more in the message. But I also mentioned in the last episode of when the TV shows come back. I know that The Flash comes back on the 24th, and I know that Arrow comes back on the 25th. I also remembered that Legends of Tomorrow got converted in from the Thursday at whenever time to the Tuesday straight after The Flash. So that actually comes back on the 24th as well. So The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow both come out on the same night now for this second half of the season. So that's nice. I'm just going to try and find out when Supergirl and The Walking Dead come back on now. I'm just going to my source. Is that I've got time to do it, and I can just mumble on about absolutely fuck all, as I usually do. Right, where is it? Supergirl, here we go. Hopefully it tells me when it is. 16th of January it says. I'm not sure if this is right though, because this isn't actually 100% true source. This is just where I watch it, so that's a pirated site. It says 16th of January, which is obviously the Monday before, the week before The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow and Arrow begin. I'm 100% sure though that The Walking Dead has to be February. Oh, there you go. I just realised in the background we are 2-0 up in the second game. So yeah, The Walking Dead, the C when. Okay, it doesn't even say the 9th episode. The Walking Dead season 7. I'm going to try and find out where this is airing. Oh god damn it, I forgot to press space. Episode, I can't English. So yeah, episode 9. Release. I'm not sure if they announce it straight away though. I think Walking Dead's always a couple of months later when they announce it. But I'm going to see if there's a rough date. I'm just trying to see if I can see any numbers while scrolling down. That's not the date we want. That's October 23rd when it actually came back on the beginning of season 7. No, it doesn't tell me when. So The Walking Dead, when we're doing the reviews, you will know later on in whenever, when it actually gets announced, when them reviews come back. But for now, I guess you can't. But I've got nothing really else to commentate. Actually, I can siphon up some information on Sky Sports, I suppose. A video of many information in it. Half a FIFA episode, or 5 minutes of FIFA. Barely 10 minutes, so I'm going to go with 6 to 7 minutes of the review. And then trying to get some information. The FA Cup is underway, by the way. Round 3 in real life. Yesterday, so Friday. Okay, I say yesterday, but this video will probably go out in about 5 days. Because I can schedule videos now. That's something I need to mention. I can now schedule videos. I figured out how to do it. But it's currently Saturday the 7th of January when I'm recording this video at almost 5:30. On Friday, so the day yesterday, so Friday 6th, West Ham was against Manchester City in the FA Cup for the first game in round 3. Man City won that 5-0. Fucking hell. I know as well, I saw that. I didn't see it, but I saw the result. Today, currently, the only full-time result is Manchester United v Reading, and Manchester United won that 4-0. For other games currently, Rochdale lead Barrow 1-0, Newcastle lead Birmingham 1-0, Brentford lead Easterley 3-0, Brighton lead MK Dons 1-0, Ipswich and Lincoln are 1-1, Blackburn lead QPR 1-0, Watford lead Burton Albion 1-0, and Arsenal v Preston, or Preston v Arsenal I should say, starts at 5:30. So that's going to be nice to watch. There's our third goal, by the way, in the background. I'm going to go on the transfer centre for the last couple of seconds and see what we can find. Just any news. Mirza on Sanchez. Alright then. Paul Merson can't believe Arsenal have not tied Alexis Sanchez down to a new deal yet with his contract at the end of next season. To be honest, I agree with him. Sanchez even said that he's not even had talks with Wenger about a new contract. I don't see what he's doing. Obviously, I understand what Wenger's trying to do. Like, yeah, he's probably not going to be here at the end of the season, aka not Sanchez, Wenger. So you don't know whether he wants him to stay at Arsenal, but surely he's been. Wenger's been here for 20 years. He would want the club to do well. That's why he's still here. But I don't know what he's doing. To be honest, he should stay. This should have been signed 3 weeks ago. Mer said, yeah, it should. It should have been ages ago. Oh shit, I just come off of it. Ages ago, when all these talks started. Both Sanchez and Arsene Wenger are getting so annoyed that this keeps coming up. How to stop this? Fucking get it done. Simple as. But they can't be bothered to do it. So, yeah. One of Stoke's goalkeepers have joined a loan for Wigan. Wigan on loan. Just finding any Premier League news, any decent Premier League news. Nothing to do with Manchester United, please, or Tottenham. Fuck off. Okay, Zaza on his way. West Ham loanee Simone Zaza is on the verge of joining Valencia. Oh, okay. Sounds fun. Oh well. John Torrao is on the bench. Oh yeah. He plays for... Yeah. Yeah, I thought it... I just remember the name. I was like, yeah, he's got... I remember him. He was a youngster for Arsenal. He still is. He's on loan.
Trying to use the full width of the pitch here to make some progress.
Yeah. Sick. Rangers won a loan deal for him, even though he's at Granada on a loan deal. Any more news? By the way, Alex Iwobi got the Nigerian Player of the Year, I think. New deals for Giro. Arsenal will hand Santi Cazorla and Perma Asaka new contracts, said Arsenal. Well, what's the point? To be honest, Cazorla's at the age where he keeps getting injured. Yeah, we don't want to lose him until he retires. But Perma Asaka, we might as well just do to him what we did to the rest of the like Flamini and Rosicky, just let them go. There's no point offering him a new contract. We've got Mustafi and Koscielny. He's not going to get above them. Rob Holding's even going to be better than him by the time he gets a chance. PSG to lure Sanchez away, I highly doubt it. If that happens, then most Arsenal fans will probably cry. Wenger regrets Wilshere loan. Arsene Wenger says he regrets allowing Jack Wilshere to leave Arsenal on loan because he's left with few midfielders. Well, that's what happens when you can't have good physio team, whatever the fuck it's called. Medical team, there we go. That's going to do it anyway for now. There's a minute left of the commentary, but I'm going to do a quick scroll down. No, there you go, that's done. There's nothing else really. Well, I can see off the top of the screen. So, I hope you did enjoy the review and just a load of shit I've been blabbing on about. So, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy it, be sure to smash the like button. Any suggestions you have, put them in the comment section down below. And if you did enjoy the content, be sure to subscribe to the channel and you won't miss an episode. Be sure to put the notifications on as well if you do definitely not want to miss an episode. Don't ask me why I'm so bad at English. I did pass, I promise. I got a B in it, in English language, that is. Don't understand why I can't English it itself. But yeah, that's going to do it for the commentary. Thank you for watching. See you later and have a nice day.
Hung on to the ball well. Well, we're down to the last minute here. And the board shows 3 added minutes.
A minimum of 3 minutes of added time.
Holmes.